Hi, I'm Aki and welcome back to another episode of the Advanced Building Tutorial series. This episode we're going to look at seabed terraforming. Now, this actually applies to any body of water if you got data for it. Special thanks to Oderzo and philB, both of them are builders on Venice, for suggesting the topic and helping me out with this video. So, Google Earth is not really that helpful when it comes to this type of terraforming. So we're going to go to this webpage right here. The link is going to be in the description as always. And we're going to go to the menu and make sure we're using the metric system. And we're going to change this to Sonar Chart. It comes set as Navionics by default, but Sonar Chart has better data. And I'm going to head it to the spot that I want to build today. And we have the 2 meter contour, the 1 meter one, and we also have 0.5 and 1.5. This means that this line is 1 meter below the surface. So you'll first have to determine where the water level is at. If it's an ocean, then it's going to be at y equals 0. The dock I'm building right here is located on a river, and this river's water level is at 0.4 meters over sea level on average. And we round that down to 0. There are lots of ways you can determine the water level, Google search, and measuring the distance between a pier and the water, among other methods. Right, so we're going to take a screenshot by pressing the paint screen button. I'm going to paste it and then crop it a little. And I'm going to save that image. We'll then head over to Google Earth and click that button right there to add an image overlay. And we'll open our image. I recommend heading over to altitude and change this to absolute so you can bring your image up a little. And now the tricky part is to make it fit, trying not to deform it too much. Once you're satisfied with it, it's time to start marking out the contours. We're gonna go over here and create a new folder, and we'll name this Darsena F. That's the name of the place I'm building. Then we'll click up here to create a new path. And we're gonna start drawing out the path. Once we're done, we'll move on to the next one. We'll ignore the 1.5 one since I'm not gonna use slabs for the riverbed, so we'll move straight on to the next one and repeat the same process. And there's another contour here. It also marks a meter in depth, so I'm going to call it 1B. Once we're done, we'll select our folder, right click, and we're going to save this KMZ file. Then we'll head over to a program called QGIS. I'll leave a download link for this program in the description. And we're going to head over to Layer, Add a Vector Layer. Then we're going to click on those 3 dots right there and select our file. And we got the lines we've marked down earlier. Then we're going to click on our layer right here, Export, Save Feature As, and we'll change the format to GeoJSON. We'll choose a save location and click OK. Now this is going to export our 3 lines on the same elevation plane. So I would recommend separating your lines, depending on the elevation, into different Google Earth folders. Say a folder that contains every 1 meter contour, and then another folder that contains all of the 2 meter contours. Then export them as 2 separate files, then import them into QGIS as 2 different files, and then export them as 2 different files. That way you get 1 GeoJSON file for every depth layer, and that makes it much easier to organize once you have it imported into Minecraft. Now we'll head over to this web page. Link is going to be in the description. Scroll down to the installation guide and follow these steps right here. By clicking here, we'll download the Rhino JavaScript interpreter, and then we'll download the scripts by clicking here. We'll open the Rhino file, head over to the lib folder, and extract this file. We can close this now. And we'll have to place this file in our mods folder. and we're going to paste the Rhino file here. I forgot to mention this, but BTE Tools only works on 1.12.2. So if your building server is on the newer versions, you're going to have to generate the lines using the BTE mod pack with BTE Tools installed, and then transfer the contours over to your server. I suggest booting up Minecraft and then closing it so the Rhino mod can generate the folders it needs. I'm not sure if that's actually a mandatory step, but I recommend you do so. So then we'll go over to the Build the Earth folder again, config, world edit, and we'll create a folder called craft scripts and extract all the files that are in the craftscripts.zip file we've downloaded into that folder. Next, we're going to create another new folder in the world edit folder called drawings. Just like that. And then we'll copy our GeoJSON file into the drawings folder. Then we'll boot up Minecraft using the BTE mod pack and locate our Build the Earth world. This is a world that generates with the Build the Earth projection, and it comes automatically with the mod pack. So if you have the mod pack, you should have this world. We'll open that world up and head over to the spot we were working on. Make sure all of the chunks have been generated. And then we'll type in the following command, /cs draw the name of your GeoJSON file, the block you're going to use, and then onGround false. And it just created our lines. Now since I imported all 3 lines at once and not separately like I recommended doing, I'm going to select the one that corresponded to 2 meters, change its wool color, and move the line down a block. This way, when I paste it on the server, I'll already have the 2 lines ready to put into the ground. I'm then going to go ahead and select everything so we can transfer these lines onto the build team server. We're going to do /copy and then /schematic, save, and the name of your schematic. Then we're going to head over to the Build the Earth folder again, config, world edit, schematics. And you'll find your schematic there. You'll now need to ask a server admin or someone that has access to the server files to upload that schematic for you. After the schematic is on the server, type /schematic load and our schematic's name, and then we're going to paste it. Right, so finally we're going to head over to Datasena and you see I'm in the build team server and our contours are here. Now they're obviously pasted up in the air. We would have to move them down to their corresponding spot, that being 1 and 2 meters below the water level. This water right here is not at the correct water level. While you're doing any terraforming that involves water, you delete the water first, you delete part of the terrain first, then you're supposed to do the contours, place them on your server, move them down to their correct height, then build the terrain, build everything around it, and adding the water has to be the last step you take because water is messy to work with. I didn't do any of that because the purpose of this tutorial was to show you how you can get the contour lines into your server. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next time. Bye!